Welcome in, folks, to another senior celebration show here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. I'm your host, Matt Hildebrand. Joining us today, we will have North Adams High School coming up here in just a little bit, but right now, our first guests this morning are Whiteoak High School seniors. Good morning, everyone.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, Whiteoak High School seniors and principal, I guess I should say. JP, as young as you look, the senior year is at least a couple years behind you, I guess.
Yeah.
About 20. Yeah, same here. Good to know. We're on the same page then. Welcome in, and congrats, guys, making it to senior year, this close to graduation. We are closing out these final few days. Let's go around. We're going to let everybody introduce themselves, and Marley, we'll start with you. Just give us your name and tell us some of the things that you've been involved in at Whiteoak High School throughout your high school career.
Hi, my name is Marley Gobin. I obviously go to Whiteoak, and some things that I've been involved in is I played volleyball for 4 years. I played basketball for a couple of years, and I'm involved in a lot of things at school like NHS and our Students Against Destructive Decisions chapters, stuff like that, peer mentoring. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot. You
Yeah,
kept
I'm busy.
Needless
I'm busy.
to say. So volleyball, you are a tall young lady. I have to imagine that just kind of came naturally.
Yes, I love volleyball.
Love volleyball. All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to assume you're a hitter, right? You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I hit middle for a little while, and then my last 2 years I've hit outside, and I liked hitting outside best.
Okay. So explain to folks, if they've not, like, I might go to a volleyball match and watch, and I can understand that, like, they hit the ball over the net.
Yeah.
You get to hit it 3 times. You get to send it back. Take us through some of the more, like, intricate parts of volleyball when you're talking about middle hitter, outside hitter, and kind of what the difference between those might be.
So middle, you're going to do more blocking. You're probably going to block like both sides of the net and the middle, and you might hit sometimes, but your main job's probably going to be blocking. And then outside, you're going to be probably the main go-to hitter for your team because it's a lot easier for the setter to get it out there. If it's not a perfect pass to them, it's easier to kind of push it out a little further than set it up to the middle. So you're going to be the person that hits the most on the team probably if you're the outside.
So you hit a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little about the timing behind that, because that is a very tricky thing, not just to time yourself, like getting in the air and swinging your arm at the right time, but like you're having to work very much with your setter to really time that out.
Yes. So that's probably definitely the hardest part of hitting is the timing. But it just comes from getting reps with them at practice and just trying to build that chemistry and like kind of focusing on their mannerisms. Like when you see them going towards the ball, like you kind of got to get yourself ready. And then like, yeah, it's just like focusing on what they're doing and then knowing when you need to start your approach and jump and stuff. So it's just kind of having that connection with your setter, and that just comes from practice. So
did you have the same setter throughout your high school career? Did you like switch it up? Did people graduate?
Yeah, I've probably had maybe like 5 or 6 different setters. So it's kind of been hard, but I really enjoyed playing with all of them. So, but yeah, we've had a lot of setters.
I have to imagine, I've never done it myself because I cannot jump, but have to imagine like once you get up there and like spiking the ball hard, the satisfaction you get from watching someone really like attempt and fail to dig that out. That's got to be pretty satisfying.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite.
Yeah,
okay.
I like it.
We're not wishing any bodily harm on anybody.
No.
But you want them to miss entirely. That's what we're
looking. Your goal is to score the point. So if I score the point, I'm going to be happy.
All right. Well, bodily harm's fine then in that case.
No.
Okay.
No hurting people.
Marley, I'm trying to set the record straight here. Okay. So we also talked about Students Against Destructive Decisions.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little about that. I don't think anybody's mentioned that in these shows yet.
So it's called SAD, but that's kind of like, it's hard to say like, I'm part of SAD.
We're not sad. We're going to be glad.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
yes. So, excuse me. Actually, like our main thing that we do is we do a school newscast every week.
Oh, cool.
So me and Sydney are kind of like the main people that help with that. And then we have like our advisor. And so me and her kind of like, we'll write up the thing and then we'll film it Monday, Tuesday. And then we have our tech people edit it and then it goes out. So we'll do like school announcements and upcoming things like that. But then we also have like awareness topics that we talk about, like drug and alcohol abuse and safe driving, things like that. So that's probably one of my favorite things just because it's so fun.
Yeah.
I love doing the newscast. But then we do other things too. Like we do like a seatbelt quick click challenge for like Duncan prizes, things like that. So yeah, that's probably my favorite things about it.
Okay, so enjoy getting to do that presentation. And now, I assume that's not really a public thing. You guys are like sitting down and filming that behind closed doors. Do you think that doing that newscast and kind of making a presentation in that way, do you feel comfortable speaking in front of people, or is that just a different skill set?
Yeah, I say I feel pretty comfortable speaking in front of people, but definitely not as much as at the beginning. I think I started doing it my sophomore year just a little bit, and now I'm like one of the main people on there every week.
Yeah.
So I think it's gotten easier, and also it's not live, so we edit it, and you can take takes and stuff over and over again. But like
you can mess up, and
yes, and we mess up a lot. Okay. But it definitely has made me more comfortable speaking in front of people. So
awesome.
I don't really get too nervous anymore for stuff like that.
Just roll it off and go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sydney, since you mentioned you do that as well, talk a little about the newscast. Like putting all of that together has to be a big project week to week to week.
It takes a lot. It takes not just Marley and I and our advisor, but it takes a lot of our SAD members. We do different segments. We have a joke of the day each week, and it's hard for us to come up with those jokes, actually. Yeah. And then
I'm sure
just going through everything that's going on throughout the next week, our sports, any school announcements, it takes a lot of us, and it takes all of us to work together.
That's awesome. So favorite part of that, is it the getting everything set, put together, or is it once you actually have the finished product and you're like presenting and going live, so to speak?
I like the recording part because it's fun, and when we mess up, we get to watch our bloopers. And
so you save those?
Yes.
Okay.
And we give them out to everyone at the end of the year.
Nice.
We do a whole blooper reel. It's really funny.
Okay, so we're gonna tell on Megan a little bit. Not Megan, Marley. So sorry, Marley. We're gonna tell on Marley a little bit. Has the best blooper been from her, or has it been from you, or has it come from someone else? What's the best blooper you can think of?
I feel like we both mess up a lot. I feel like I mess up a lot more than she does, though. So the best blooper probably would come from me.
You never called her Megan, though. So
no.
You're at least doing good on that. Talk to us about some of the other things you do through Whiteoak High School.
So I'm a 4-year varsity cheerleader, and then I'm also part of lots of different other organizations at our school, like the FFA, SAD, NHS. I'm a class officer.
Awesome.
I'm the president of the Highland County Junior Fair Board, and then 4-H and different things around the community.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk a little about FFA, 4-H, and obviously the Junior Fair Board. That is a big to-do. And I think for a lot of folks, obviously the Highland County Fair happens in September. Like, do you guys normally go back to school right before the fair? Then you get a week out for fair. So like that's a lot of planning and preparation that has to happen in the off time and all throughout the year. How do you balance that out? Because, Junior Fair Board meetings are usually once a month, and then a couple of times, and even a couple of times a week once you get close to the fair.
So we usually meet once a month around this time, and then when summertime comes, we're meeting once, twice, 3 times a month just to get prepared for fair.
Right.
And, get everyone figured out where they're going, what they're doing, and it's a very, very busy week between all of us. We have to work in the office. We have to work all the shows and the sales, plus have our own projects that we have to work with.
Now, what projects do you take?
I take beef cattle, so I show heifers at the fair.
Okay, and that is not a small, quick project either. That is, again, kind of that year-round thing. So working with the beef, like you guys do several beef shows throughout the week. How do you even balance just that?
It can be difficult. I make myself a big schedule, and I sit it in my camper, and I don't think I ever have a free day at the fair between fair board and my cattle shows. Plus I show during the summer at state fair and different jackpot shows. So I'm never not busy.
So you're pretty into the beef thing then. Yeah. So how long have you been doing that now?
I've lived on a family farm all my life.
Okay.
I've been showing since I was about 3.
Wow.
In different open shows and stuff.
Surely not, you're not showing a full-grown steer as a little. Okay.
No.
It's I'm imagining at that point you're just kind of getting dragged along for the ride.
Just a little feeder calf with help
starting with
from
feeder
my parents.
Well, honestly, a feeder calf could probably still pull you around when it wants to. Yeah. But talk to us about the most difficult thing of showing beef. Why specifically you feel like you've excelled in that and what you've worked on most?
I would say I've worked on the most is my showmanship. That is a specific show during the shows, and it's not just about how good your animal is, it's about how good you are at presenting your animal.
Sure.
and it takes a lot of hard work and practice. I'm in the barn almost every night working with my animals during the summer just to get them ready for that showmanship competition.
Man, that's awesome. So obviously 4-H and FFA have been a big part of your high school career as well. Talk to us a little about Morristown FFA. You guys have a pretty active chapter from my understanding.
I love our FFA chapter. We do so much together, and we've also like excelled a lot. We're really good at livestock judging. That's Marley and I's favorite competition, I'd say.
Sure.
And we do parliamentary procedure, and there's lots of other contests that we compete in that we're actually really competitive in.
Now, most kids that I talk to, either they do Parley Pro because they have to, and they don't like that, and they do speech because they have to, and they don't like that. So did you find that to be the case, or are you okay with Parley Pro?
I actually love Parley Pro because I get to argue with all my friends. And
is that something that appeals to you, or
sure?
Okay.
It's fun to talk to other people during a contest and not just sit there and just have to write stuff down. And I just get to spend time with like a team, and we work together all the time.
Okay, very cool. All right. Well, we'll come back. We'll talk a little more about that in a bit. But next, we're going to introduce Keegan. Keegan, tell us a little about yourself, if you would.
I ran track for 4 years at Whiteoak, and I ran cross country for 2 years, my junior and senior year.
Yeah. Now, cross country is one of those sports that I like. Listen, even as a spectator, as a parent of a kid who has run cross country, I just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work just to be a spectator for cross country. It is a huge undertaking, though, to compete. So talk to us about, again, we kind of talked with Sydney, that time commitment. During cross country season, you're running, easily 5, 6, or even more miles a day.
Yes.
Right? How do you handle that? How does your body handle that? And how do you handle that mentally?
Well, I got the perfect build for it, pretty much tall and skinny. So, but
I'm not those. So maybe that's my problem with it.
But so for cross country, we run all summer. We have practices all summer long, and throughout the season, you're really pushing yourself in practices and making sure you want to get better, and you're really working for it.
Okay. Now, on the track side, you and I were talking beforehand, you're running the 1600 and you're running the 800, right? Which are distance races, but not quite the 32, right? The 32 is that 8 times around the track. So with cross country, you're running, a 5K is like 3.1 miles on a course. If you can do that and do that well, why are you, when it comes to track time, you're like, 2 miles just seems like a long way. What was the kind of the competitive edge to running the 800 and 1600?
Well, in the 18 and the 18, in the 8 and the 16, it's more of not a sprint, but you can't really pace yourself like you can in cross country. And in the 2 mile, if you try and pace yourself like you're in cross country, it's just not going to work out. You really got to go, and it's just a lot more competitive, I'd say, the 2 mile is than cross country.
So there's a lot more mental gymnastics that's going into this than just they click start and I run and that's it. Like, you talk about the mental side of that, trying, because that to me, as someone who does not run, and that is so hard to wrap your mind around, knowing you have different gears and your body has different speeds at which you operate and different stamina levels. Like, how do you balance all of that out when you go into an 800 versus a 1600 versus you're going off road through the woods and over puddles and everything in cross country?
It takes a lot of practice, a lot of you really have to learn how to pace yourself and what you can do. So like if you go into a cross country, you can't go out there and go as hard as you can the first mile and then jog the last 2 miles
and have everybody pass you by as you go. Yeah.
And then in track, it comes to practice. At practice, you've got to learn what you can do, and you got to find your pace and find out how you can run your own race.
Sure. Well, you mentioned you've got kind of that runner's build, tall, long limbs, you're tall and skinny, as you said. Is there a difference to, I guess, your fitness level, or like track season fitness versus cross country season fitness? Do you feel there's a difference, or are you just always in running shape?
You are always in running shape, I'd say, but there is a difference. Like cross country, it's more of just long jogs, like you said, 6 miles a day or something. Sure. But when it comes to track, it's more of speed workouts, and you still go on long runs, but it's more of a speed kind of thing in track.
Okay. Now I know with the 800, you've got the individual, and then you've also got a 4x8. So do you compete? Have you ever competed with a 4x8? And talk about kind of the difference, even in that, like the individual 800, very different from the 4x800, even though you think they'd kind of be the same. Talk about that difference of depending on teammates versus kind of knowing what you have to do in an individual race.
Yeah, so when you're in the 4x8, whenever you have the baton, you want to run your best race you possibly can because you don't want to let down your teammates.
Right.
Because that's a terrible feeling whenever you run a bad race, but your other teammates, run good.
Right.
And then the open 800, by yourself, it's more of proving to yourself what you can do. You don't have to rely on your teammates to do something. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's the great thing about track and cross country is no matter where you might end on, whether you're on the podium or not, that if you did better than you did the last time, right? So that's really hard to quantify in like basketball or baseball because you're dependent on everybody else, but individually. So I gotta ask now, senior year, like are we hitting PRs every meet, or is
in some races? Yes. The mile I have PR'd quite a bit this year, but
that's awesome.
The 800, not so much.
Well, that's okay. You're still improving in some place. So do you know when you've plateaued, and like what do you do to get better at that point?
So as once again, like practice, you just really have to keep working, and if you're not getting any better, you just got to push yourself harder, and because you got to know your limits too. But yeah.
All right. So you've still not reached the limit though. You feel there's still gas in the tank. Good deal. All right. Well, we're again with Whiteoak High School here today as we gear up for graduation. JP Gaucher, our principal at Whiteoak High School, and we'll give the opportunity first and foremost, just talk about the group of seniors here this year. Very great class of kids, as I'm sure we say every single year. Yeah. Is there anything that makes the class of 2026 unique in your eyes as you've watched them come up through the high school? Oh man, we're getting some knowing looks over the shoulder.
No, I would say being my third year, I've been with this group a little longer than, it's my third year here at principal. Sure. So getting to know them, I know them a little better than I knew the group last year just because I had them for 2 years. But just the personal connection, I'd say, makes them, that's what they're good at. They're very good at the personal connection and making friends and having fun. We have a lot of fun at Whiteoak, and we can goof around, but they take stuff they do serious.
Yeah.
The kids that are here, they sell themselves short a little bit sometimes. They're pretty modest. I'd say they're phenomenal students, and they work hard, and they put in a lot of effort. So
fantastic. Well, before we go any further, want to go ahead and get it out, the dates, the time, where's graduation happening, who needs to be there, all that good stuff.
So we graduate May 16th at 7 p.m. It's a Saturday night. We'll do it in our gym at Whiteoak. Students get there at 6:30 roughly to line up, and doors open at 6.
Okay. Make sure that tickets or no
tickets.
No tickets.
We do not do tickets. There's plenty of seats in the gym for all the parents and family members. Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're talking about the class, Marley, talk a little, I guess, about your peers, your group. How would you rate the class of 2026 as far as like, are you the group that's been kind of goofing around all these years, or you guys do you do everything seriously? Like, where do you feel that you guys fall as a whole?
I'd rate us a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Good.
We're all of it. We've always kind of been like a pretty tight knit group, I'd say, and so we joke around a lot and we laugh a lot, but we work hard, and I think if you look at our class as a whole, we've had a lot of accomplishments. So I'm really proud of us, and I'd say we've been a pretty good group.
I mean, you can't get much better than 10 out of 10. So
yeah. I've been our class president for 4 years, so I've kind of seen a lot of growth happen, I feel like.
Sure.
So yeah, I've been honored to be in that role, and I think that we're a good group.
Pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little about some of the things class wise. You've got 13 years behind you now, right?
Yeah.
You're gearing up for graduation.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're ready for that next phase of life? Are you happy to be graduating, or is it a little bittersweet still?
I mean, it's a little bittersweet, but I feel like Whiteoak has really prepared me for the next steps of my life, and has really set me up to really take on my career path. So I would say overall I'm excited, but it's definitely a little bittersweet. My sister is still in high school, and I'm pretty close with her, and her friends and my cousins are still in high school at Whiteoak. So I'll be sad to be leaving them and not seeing them every day. But I would say overall I'm definitely excited.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Excited is good.
Yeah.
So tell us about some of your favorite classes, teachers through the years, like all the way back to elementary school. Who stands out at Whiteoak as like people you're really going to remember from the educator side?
I would say the teacher that'll probably stand out and the most to me is Mr. Arledge. He's been my math teacher for 4 years. I had him 8th grade and then 10th, 11th, 12th, and I'm in calculus with him right now. So he definitely has probably pushed me the most out of every teacher because I did not want to be taking calculus, but he was like, Marley, you need to be taking calculus. But we have a lot of fun in there, and he pushes us to do our best, but I don't know how to put it, but he doesn't push us to the point where we're overwhelmed. So we always feel like we can ask him questions and things like that. So he pushes us to be our best, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, I can't handle this.
Well, much as I talked about with Keegan with running, I can't wrap my mind around that. Not great at math. Like, who takes calculus? Okay, like what in the world are you doing? You're going to be launching rockets into space, or what's the goal here?
Well, it's only a 5-person class, so it's not really.
So not many people take calculus,
no,
right?
No, and we're one of the biggest calculus classes that Whiteoak has had.
Nice.
So, I'm going into the medical field, and then I know that Sydney's going into agriculture, and then Kara is going into agriculture, and then I think we've got a teacher and a band director in that's the kind of a broad scope of
use calculus a lot in band class. That's been my experience. Yeah.
So I think we've got it's just kind of something that we've all decided that we wanted to take because we don't get college credit for it right now, but I'm going to have to take calculus when I get to college. So it's going to really prepare me for that class. So that
nice little head start
struggling
then.
As much. Yeah.
So if your favorite teacher was your math teacher and you've enjoyed math, like, are you good at math or do you just appreciate the challenge, or like what's the draw to that?
Both. I would say this year and the end of last year has been really the only times I've kind of maybe struggled a little bit. Not even really struggled, but just had to study a little bit. It's always come pretty natural to me before that. But with all this like calculus stuff, it's definitely been like, oh, this is a little bit harder. But
that's kind of tough, yeah.
But yeah, I like math. I'd say I'm pretty good at it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Sydney, so she called you out. You know, you're in this calculus class too. You're one of the 5 crazies. Is math your strong suit? Is that?
I would say math and science are my strong suit.
Okay.
I'm not as good at math as Marley is. It's definitely a fight between us both to see who can get the answer right the quickest.
Yeah. So would you say math's your favorite, or do you have another teacher that really stands out to you?
I hate to be repetitive, but yeah, Mr. Arledge is my favorite teacher for sure. He just pushes us really hard, and there's never a dull moment in that class.
Okay, so you both said he pushes you really hard, and to me, that might mean like, does he know when to stop pushing and be like, okay, we're really gonna have to break this down more, or is it like, I'm trying to imagine that scene have you guys seen the movie Whiplash where the guy's like yelling at the drummer the whole time? Okay, very very loud. Yeah. Okay, Keegan's got it, but there's a balance there of pushing without like overstepping and trying to be helpful. So that's what Mr. Arledge meets then.
Yeah, he pushes us, but he knows when to take a step back and dumb it down a little bit for us when we're just not understanding it.
All right, so you mentioned we're going into agriculture, right? Obviously, pretty near and dear to the steers. Is that, where do we use calculus with animals?
That's a great question. I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay.
I just took the class because Mr. Arledge told me I need it, so I took it.
So when we launch the first cow out into outer space, you're going to be right there with them. I got you.
That's where calculus will work.
Okay. We've got it figured out. We've married the two together. Keegan, what about for you? Any favorite class, any favorite teacher that stands out to you?
Mr. Schaefer, for sure.
I was waiting for Mr. Arledge again. This guy's a legend. Okay.
I love Mr. Arledge, but it's not my favorite, sorry.
So Mr. Schaefer, what class does he teach?
He teaches PE. And weightlifting.
Okay. Yeah. Weightlifting. Now, you guys have a full weightlifting class then?
Yes.
All right. So I hate to say it, Keegan, but like, you called yourself tall and skinny. So I'm just riding on that. How does a weightlifting class work? Like what are you guys doing there?
All sorts of different stuff. We have a whole schedule thing that he gives us. But
Okay, so you're like personalized,
yeah, kind of.
like fitness level, trying to improve. And obviously, as an athlete, that's got to be pretty important to you. PE, what is the best PE game day? Are you doing like pickup volleyball? Are you a dodgeball guy? What if you got your pick? Hey, this is Mr. Schaefer. Here's what I would like to do this last week of my senior year. What's the game you're going to play every day?
Ultimate football.
Ultimate football.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, that to me sounds kind of brutal. So explain what ultimate football is.
It's non-contact football.
All right.
But it's like ultimate frisbee.
Okay.
You know, it's literally just that, but with a football.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ultimate frisbee, you get so many steps you have to throw, and so ultimate football works the same.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think that's kind of an unfair advantage for you, though, as a runner and very long and lanky. You take, those 5 steps, and you're halfway there. Okay. So that's the point. Then.
Yeah.
You're good.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, big shout out to Mr. Ardledge, Mr. Schaefer. JP, that's got to feel good for you. You got good staff. The kids obviously respond well too. I don't know anybody that loves math. So the fact that you've got, 2 of your 3 here, that's a big draw. You've got great staff.
Yeah, well, and it's Teacher Appreciation Week, so big shout out to the teachers there at Whiteoak. I'm super proud of them. The staff, I feel like we're pretty tight-knit, but also they care about the students. When we're making decisions as administration or as teachers and staff get together, it's all about the kids, and that's why we're here. So we just focus our decisions around the kids and make the best decision we can. So, yeah, super proud of all the staff and the students at Whiteoak.
Big shout out to all of the teachers. And yeah, I didn't know that. It would be Teacher Appreciation Week.
Appreciation Week.
Good deal. Well, last but not least, we're going to do just a quick run through everybody. Where is everyone going? What are they doing? We're again, using calculus to launch cows into space, what I hear. But Marley, where are you going to be going to learn all of those things?
This fall, I'm attending Cedarville University. It's about an hour north of Hillsboro. And I'm going to major in biology on a pre-optometry track, and I'm going to get double minor in finance and Bible. Everybody at Cedarville gets a Bible minor automatically. Sure. So I'm really excited about that. And then I'm going to go to optometry school after that, either at Kentucky College of Optometry or OSU. So still kind of deciding on that. But yeah, my goal is to own my own private practice in Hillsboro. That would be like my ultimate goal. Well,
I'm not an optometrist. I've gone a few times, but all this calculus you're doing and the rest of your life you're going to say is number 1 or number 2, number 3 or number 4. Okay. So long as you're 1 through 10, you're probably good.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm sorry. That was maybe a little too far. Anyway,
no, it's okay.
Sydney, what about for you? Where are we studying ag?
This fall, I am attending Wilmington College to major in agricultural education and have a concentration in animal science.
Awesome. So agricultural education, like to be an FFA advisor someday?
Yes, that's the plan.
That's awesome. Wow, very good. And there's a great history of some awesome FFA teachers here in our area. So good luck to you on that.
Thank you.
All right, Keegan, what about for you? Where are we going? What are we doing?
I'm going to be attending Ohio University. And studying exercise science, and I'd like to be an athletic trainer.
We're keeping with the athlete track then. All right. Yeah. So, is it going to kill you if one of your students like outdoes your time someday?
For sure.
It will.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it'll come.
I'll be proud, but a little upset.
All right. Well, lofty goals at least you've set for them, so that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, best of luck in your last, few days of high school. Cherish every moment. Enjoy it while it's here. And best of luck in the future to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
JP, before we close out, remind me the date, the time. Need to be at Whiteoak High School.
Yeah, so May 16th, 7 p.m. at Whiteoak High School in the gym. And we open doors at an hour before. Students line up 30 minutes before.
Very good. Well, folks, keep it tuned because we will have North Adams High School joining us up next. But a big shout out to the folks from Whiteoak High School in Morristown. Keep it tuned. Our senior celebration show continues after this, right here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components. When you're trying to find the best deal on a home or car, you shop around. When it comes to finding the best deal for insuring those things, it just makes sense to shop around too. That's why Column Insurance works as an independent agency. One agency, multiple carriers, allowing your agent to shop for the company that best fits your needs and budget. Column Insurance works with Nationwide and Nationwide Agribusiness, Travelers, Progressive, and more. Stop by Column Insurance in Georgetown to speak to their friendly agents, Jay, Carolyn, or Stacy, or call 378-6947 for a free quote today. Looking for the right path to your future? Let Ohio Means Jobs Adams Brown be your compass. With the PATH program, we'll guide you every step of the way. Whether you're navigating career planning, academic rewards, or paid work experience, PATH is your route to success. For ages 14 to 24, it's time to forge your path one opportunity at a time. Ready to step forward? Visit omjadamsbrown.org/path today and start paving the way to your brighter tomorrow. A division of APCAP must meet eligibility requirements. Funding is provided by TANF and WIOA and administered by ODJFS.
Protecting your finances is a crucial part of life, which is why Lewis Financial Group is committed to helping you establish financial security for all your home and business needs. Call Lewis Financial Group today at 937-402-5989 or stop by their office at 938 West Main Street, Unit 1, Hillsboro, Ohio, or visit them online at lewisfinancial.org. That's Lewis Financial Group in Hillsboro.
At the National Bank of Adams County, we have a lot more than money invested in Adams County. We've invested our time, our interests, our heritage. We were born here and have been an important part of this community for years. That's why we can offer financial services that truly meet your needs. If you're looking for a bank that keeps its focus local, look to us at 218 North Market Street in West Union. We're ready to help you grow your business or your family, and that will help this community grow as well.
The National Bank of Adams County, keeping it local. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Honey, have you seen those dishes we barely use?
I think they're between the Christmas tree and my collection of stereo equipment, but be careful. Don't trip over the yard tools.
This is crazy. We don't have nearly enough room for all this stuff.
If you have stuff piling up, contact Adams County Self-Storage today. They have small and large units available to fit all your stuff and your budget. Adams County Self-Storage, located behind the Grandview Outlet in West Union, the best place to store your stuff.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
At Eastern, we're one district with one culture. We celebrate the legends of our rich history, and our past carves the course for our future. Our legacy isn't just something we honor, it's something we build. Eastern, rooted in tradition, powered by pride.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Ohio, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back into our Senior Salute show here on C103 at Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components, as well as the great folks at Lewis Financial, Southern Ohio Medical Center, State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Staggs, the National Bank of Adams County, and Adams County Self-Storage. We've done a little bit of a reset. We've got a new group of students in with us, our seniors from North Adams High School. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
And girls, guys and girls. We'll welcome you in and say, first and foremost, congratulations. We have made it. You know, you're almost there. How many days left? Who's got the countdown like in their head at all times?
Shoot, it's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. It's like
Less
2
than.
weeks. Less than. See, ours too is a little, he's like got it down to the seconds in his brain. He's just being modest with it.
I put a countdown on.
He's got a countdown on. See, I knew somebody would. Let's go through and let everybody introduce themselves first. We'll start with Ainsley. Just tell us a little about yourself and some of the stuff that you've gotten involved with at North Adams High School.
Well, my name is Ainsley Thompson. I'm currently 18, and I am salutatorian, and I'll be graduating with that, my honors, and my Associates of Accounting from Southern State. While at high school, I participated a lot in things like mock trial and academic team. And when I graduate, I will be going to NKU to further my education in accounting.
Fantastic. Well, big congrats first and foremost on the fact that you're graduating high school and graduating with an associate's from college at the same time. That is a huge, big deal, and I hope you realize like how big a deal that is. Talk to us about making that decision, because that's one that, you know, some kids will maybe take some college courses here and there. What drove you to be like, no, if I'm putting the time in, I'm getting a degree out of this?
Well, I was interested in it since 7th grade, but I was actually too scared to do it until 9th grade.
Sure.
Until my counselor, who was Miss Osmond now, Miss Onaware, sat me down and was like, hey, you've been to every single meeting. Are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? Pretty much.
Listen, you're showing up for the donuts and the juice. You know, might as well do something with this.
And so then I had decided since like 7th or 8th grade that I wanted to go into accounting. And so she was the one who said, hey, you can do an accounting degree if you want to.
Sure.
And so then like freshman year, I only took like one class. And then like now, like this week is the last week of college and I have like 5 classes I'm doing like currently. So,
okay. So talk to us a little about balancing that, because, you know, I took, it wasn't called College Credit Plus when I was in school. I don't even remember. It's been that long ago. But you could take some college courses here and there. How does that work nowadays with CCP? Are you like all in on college? Are you splitting time at the high school? How's that work for you?
It used to be I'd split time between the high school and I was luckily able to do all of mine online.
Okay.
So a lot of like everything is online. So it used to be I'd do some like high school, I'd go through the high school day and then I would go home and do my college work. But now I'm just like full time online at the college. And so I'll split my time between that and like my job, because I work at Mama's in Winchester. And so that, and then pretty much whatever else I have to do. It used to be mock trial, but that's ended.
Sure.
So, you know.
Well, and that's a tough balance, right? Of taking all of those classes. That's a lot of hours. It's a lot of homework.
Yeah.
And then obviously still trying to be a teenager, getting that, that part-time job in. How do you keep track of all of that first and foremost?
A lot of it is because all my classes are so similar, since I'm going for a more specific degree instead of anything more general like Associates of Science. A lot of my like deadlines and classes have had all the same professors and teachers, and so it's kind of been the same schedule since freshman year. And so, eventually you just kind of get used to what you have to get done, what grace periods you can use and what you can't.
So we have taken advantage of some grace here and there.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit. You got it done eventually. That's the point. All right. Well, we'll come back and talk a little more on accounting here in a little bit, because I think just very interesting. High school seniors like, yep, all in on accounting. So we'll come back to that. Angela, I'm going to allow you to give us your full introduction, because I'm not going to butcher it for you, but I appreciate Angela. Tell us a little about yourself, if you would.
My name is Angela Villiver, and I'm 17. I'll be graduating top 10 with my class. And I'm also taking CCP classes, and I'll be graduating with my Associates of Arts.
Congratulations.
And after I graduate, I'll be taking a little break and going to Philippines to visit my family. And then I'll come back and visit a few things here and there and just travel around. And then I'll go to Shawnee to get my bachelor's and go to law school in NKU to be an immigration lawyer.
So you got it all mapped out. That's awesome. So tell us about some of the things you're involved in through your high school career. What did you pass your time with other than being at class all the time and always?
I did 4 years of the play, and I also did 3 years of choir. I did 2 years of mock trial. There was actually 1 year where I had to fill in for somebody last minute. And I did, I think, a year or two in academic team, but I don't remember. But yeah, that's basically all I did.
Lots of music, though. A lot of musical focus. And if I remember correctly, you graced us with performing the national anthem for us at the All-Star game this year. Beautiful singing voice.
Thank you.
Like, with that, how much, and this may be one of those things that maybe people don't really think about, how much of that is like natural talent and how much do you have to work at that?
I've never taken vocal lessons, so I've always been self-taught, but I come from a very musical family.
Sure.
I mean, everyone in the Philippines is always, like my family is very musical there too. I mean, we do karaoke every night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is very musical.
It's very a big thing in our culture. So.
Very cool. So with that, never done any vocal lessons, never done anything.
Nope.
How do you prepare? Like I know we're I'm kind of floored by that actually. How do you prepare when you know you're going into, say, like your musical performance up on stage in front of everyone? You're under the very hot lights. It's no musical I've ever been to is short, right? It's usually a couple of hours of performing. How do you prepare mentally for that to know, like, I am going to go up here and sing my lungs out for the next 2+ hours?
I actually try not to think about it or psych myself out, and I procrastinate a lot.
Okay.
So like,
I'm picking up on a trend here.
Yeah.
With the first
So like,
couple of,
2 weeks before the show, I'll be like, do I know my lines or? So I'll really crack down on it like a few weeks beforehand, and then I'll eventually get it. But it always works out, and then
it's so far it's worked out for you. Okay.
It's
All
just,
right.
yeah.
So 4 years of doing musicals. What was your favorite show?
It would have to be my freshman year. We did Seussical, and
cool.
I was Maisie.
Yeah.
Actually, she's like one of my favorite character that I've done. She's very different from the other characters I usually play. I usually play like some new girl that's like shy and comes to because I played Cinderella before, and then Veruca in our other musical. But with Maisie, she was very just bold and outgoing and sassy.
So bold, bubbly, sassy. Would you say that's your personality? Is that why it's easier?
Yeah.
A bit. All right. Well, we'll give you a pass. Bold, bubbly personality works just fine. Randall, man, so sorry. R2. Why? I don't know why I went for Randall. I've only ever known you as R2. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, besides my name, I am majoring in biological engineering at the Ohio State University. I've been involved in a lot of stuff along with these wonderful people, including mock trial, academic team, student council. I'm the class president, National Honor Society, Drug Free Club, which I'm an ambassador of. We had that rally at the courthouse.
Yeah.
The musical, band, vocal ensemble, Voices of Appalachia with Ken somewhere around here.
Ken somewhere, yeah.
Archery, and then also all county band and choir, which we've done for 4 years.
That's awesome. Yeah. So through all of that, you've both mentioned, well, all three of you so far have mentioned mock trial, which is a very unique experience for anyone. And especially, you're not going into law, right? You're going into biochemical engineering. So what was the draw to doing mock trial? Like, was it the arguing with, your peers? Was it the performance of all of it? What really drew you to that and kept you doing it?
Well, I mean, with a lot of these involvements, it's just like you start out freshman year and you're just psyched to get into as much as possible. And so that was me with this mock trial. It's like, so it's something I can do, so I'm going to do it.
Sure.
And then I stuck with it because as I was going through and reading this case and playing this character, I played a witness for 2 years. I found myself enjoying the acting part of it because I'd already done 2 years of the musical beforehand, and so acting was a big part of it. It is a big part of mock trial, regardless of what role you do. And so that combined with being able to just improv your responses as a witness and as an attorney later on, that was something that I really enjoyed. And the arguing, the debating, creating your case beforehand, it's all really fun.
So all of it is what.
Yeah.
So it sounds like very drawn to performing, especially. Now, we talked with Angela about doing the musical and learning your lines last minute. Do you, I had to, sorry, call you out again. Do you prefer that kind of scenario where, it's a musical, you have set lines, you have kind of know exactly what your blocking is going to be, you know exactly the songs you sing, you can memorize everything? Or on the flip side with mock trial, where you talked about you might have the idea of who you're playing and what you're portraying, but you're able to improv a little more. Which side of that did you prefer?
Well, actually, I think there's an important thing to note is that in some musicals that we've done, there have been improv scenes.
You're just making up lines on the spot then.
I mean, with playing a witness or with being an attorney in mock trial, right? I mean, there's a lot of preparation that we can do beforehand to essentially have it all rehearsed. But of course, there's stuff that the other team's going to do to try and throw you off that you just have to just say whatever and try and get by.
Right.
But the thing I mentioned with like improv and musical, there was in the Cinderella musical, there was a scene where me and Leland, we went around in the crowd and we interacted and tried to fit the shoe, like the missing slipper, onto just a bunch of people, onto old people, little children. There was a guy a few times.
Yeah.
One of them we took with us on the stage. That was great.
Leland's, R2 remembers this fondly. It doesn't sound like maybe you do as much.
No, I do remember it fondly. I remember we put the slipper on a dude, and we were like, well, you know what? It doesn't fit, but why don't you just come with us anyway? And we just brought him on stage.
I don't care anymore.
Listen,
Wait, Arthur, do you remember when my dress got caught? And
Yes.
we had to improvise that whole thing.
Yeah, I was trying to get her dress uncaught from like these
Bushes?
fake plants, these fake bushes. I was just like, oh, don't worry, you're worth the wait. And it's like not something we had rehearsed. Yeah.
So I have to. Did the shoe fit the guy? No. Okay. All right. Because if you was like willing to come up on stage, I'm thinking, this definitely a different version of Cinderella than I've seen. But, okay. All right. Good to know. So, Leland, tell us a little about yourself. Some of the things you're involved with. Then.
I'm Leland. I'm 18. I was in academic team, mock trial, archery, and all the music stuff, choir band. I also play in the pit orchestra for West Union's musicals.
Oh, cool.
I'm in Voice of Appalachia. Yeah.
A lot of music. We got.
And I'm going to college for music next year. Yeah.
Good deal. So we've got a whole crew of people singing, acting, playing instruments, and arguing with mock trial. So we've got it all figured out. But for you, can you pick a favorite, or is that just an impossible task? Do you have something that really stands out?
A favorite musical that we did?
Best experience, anything that you've done music related.
Probably the Voice of Appalachia choir.
Yeah.
With Brandon Straub. Brandon Straub's really he's good at what he does. It's really great. And it's everybody in there is passionate about what they're doing.
Sure.
And you can tell it's just really fun.
Well, let's talk a little about that. So the Voices of Appalachia, you guys are a group of students, adults, from every age, from every background. You've got people who are working in an ER and coming in their off time to be a part of this group. You've got you guys who are, completing your high school classes and your college classes and everything else on top of. How do you all find common ground to work and because it is a very tight knit, precise group. Like you guys all have to be on the same page at the same time. Is Brandon just like that intense that you got to do it well or what?
He's been intense before, but usually it's because we don't know the music. Well, I think it's the music brings us together, and I think that's the whole idea of Voice of Appalachia because it's called Voice of Appalachia is to bring the people around us in Appalachia together through music. So.
Okay. Now, with that in mind, that your spring musical, right, at North Adams, along with the spring concert for Voices of Appalachia, and I'm assuming you guys are doing, spring band concerts, choir concerts, all that stuff. How do you pack all of that into your brain and not mix things up? Because that to me is always so tough.
I mean,
I mix things up all the time. I remember
So
this
it does
year.
happen.
Yeah, this year at the play, there was one song where I started lines and there was like lines for another scene that I did the wrong. It was crazy. It was just a bad mistake. I did lines for another scene like that was way ahead in the story at the start.
We're just skipping all of this.
Yeah,
we don't
we're
need
just-
this middle part.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what was the musical this year?
It was called All Shook Up. It was it featured Elvis music.
Oh yeah.
A jukebox music.
Jukebox musical, that's what they call it, yeah.
Okay, jukebox music. So like all the hits from what, 50s, 60s, 70s, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't like hits necessarily. There was hits in there, obviously, but there was like a lot of niche Elvis songs that I never heard of that were like really pretty Elvis songs I really liked.
Very cool. So who was Elvis?
This guy.
Yeah, I figured. R2. Is that why the sideburns, right? That's what sold the part.
I had a haircut this morning, and I was talking to, it was at Welch's Barbershop, and I was like, you know what? Give me the same thing. It grew on me.
All right. Well, I had to ask that. So, with that all, again, great group of kids. You guys have been very musical, right? That's awesome. Let's talk about the next phase of life, what we're going on to do. Ainsley, coming back to you to talk more on accounting. Like you mentioned, that's something you've wanted to do since junior high school. What's the draw to you to accounting, and like, why focus on that?
The reason I started considering accounting was because in 7th grade, I was in this personal finance class with one of our teachers whose name is Mr. Mitchell, and he was a really great teacher. I really liked him. A lot of the class liked him. And a lot of his stuff I thought was kind of easy. And so I was really, really ahead of everybody else and finished everything a solid 4 weeks before everybody else was supposed to. Because he just kept giving me stuff. And so instead of just letting me sit there and sit there bored and play on my phone or whatever, he would give me work from his future classes, from his 10th graders and even from his seniors. And would have me do that stuff.
That's
and
awesome.
Would I don't want to say pushed me towards accounting, but got me thinking about the business and finance world. And eventually I just landed on accounting because honestly, I don't really like auditing or taxes.
Nobody does, but
it's a lot of work.
Good to know though that you're passionate enough about it, keeping things in order, keeping all of that. That's awesome. So Mr. Mitchell gets a shout out as a great teacher and kind of pushed you into that. And I do think you've got it right on the head, right? You got pushed to do more and kind of live up to your abilities, which is awesome. So Angela, what about for you? Any favorite teachers or classes that stand out to you in your high school career?
I would say one of my favorite classes probably was Spanish for me.
Okay.
With Senora Cruz. We were really close when I was there, sophomore year. And I don't know, I guess she used to be a lawyer, correct? So I think she pushed me to that too, since I wanted to become an immigration lawyer and stuff. And yeah, she really pushed me towards that as well.
Okay. So why immigration law specifically for you?
My mom and I immigrated here when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it would have been really hard without my stepdad sponsoring us. And I just really wanted to help out. Since I'm also multilingual, I thought it would be easy for me to go into that sort of thing.
Easy, sure.
Yeah, easier.
Easier. All right. So you're coming in at least with a little bit of advantage in that. That's good. So, Senora Cruz, sorry, gets a big shout out on that front. Now R2, since we've got mom out of the way, right? So we obviously you love your mom. She gets a shout out. But favorite teacher, favorite class outside of Spanish, because again, kind of have an easy in on that one.
Well, I mean, I've had a lot of great teachers, even outside of high school. Ainsley had Mr. Mitchell in junior high.
Sure.
I mean, in 8th grade, I had Mrs. McIntosh with Algebra 1. And that was starting high school math early, and it was just such a good experience. She was such a good teacher in that respect, and that really got my interest in math. Just keep going through high school until just recently I finished my Calculus 2 class.
Okay. Now we asked the last group from Whiteoak. A bunch of them were taking calculus. who willingly takes calculus R2? Why, what was the draw to that you want to? That is some high level thinking on a daily basis you're having to do. Why go into calculus?
Well, calculus is a very foundational mathematics or like field of mathematics that is required for pretty much any engineering discipline, and such that since I'm going into biological engineering, it's the principles of engineering applied to life. There's going to be math in there. There's math everywhere. And
waxing poetic about math. I mean, kudos to you. I'm glad you get it, but I'm just not there. So, was calculus easier than you thought? Harder as you thought? Like, what going through that? Did it meet to all your expectations, or did you meet to all your expectations? Because I know you set yourself to a pretty high standard.
Well, you hear the stories about calculus, and I definitely think that it still was harder than I expected, especially calculus 2, even though you hear that it's harder than 1. But I think I was still able to get through, and I was still able to understand the concepts pretty well. Maybe it's just because it's fresh in my head. I had my final last week.
Okay, so we're still floating high on that then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But well, just to pivot back to what you were asking before about like favorite teachers.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take this time to shout out like Mr. Porter, who's our advisor for mock trial and academic team, and was also our American history teacher. Mr. Bullock, who was our English teacher, English comp teacher, was involved in the play. Then Mr. Williams, who's the director of pretty much everything musical at North Adams.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Who else? I'm forgetting like 20 other people. Mr. Berger, I mean, I'm not a teacher, but I mean, definitely taught me a few things.
Yeah.
A good person that I can always rely on. Anyone else?
Yeah. Well, Leland, as R2 continues down his mental list there, any particular class or teachers that stand out to you?
Mr. Schneider, Carl Schneider, he goes to all 3 schools to teach music. Mr. Williams, he teaches music at North Adams every day. Mr. Bullock, he's British, and I have him for British literature, and it's the funnest thing ever. We read Shakespeare, and it's I have the best time. You wouldn't think I'd have a lot of fun reading Shakespeare, but
listen, Shakespeare is great, man.
I think, and all the people, anybody involved in the arts, helping out. Angie, who does the dance and whatnot. And I think that's what made me passionate to go into music, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as we close out, we've talked a little bit about future plans and things we're going to be doing, so let's just revisit that. Ainsley, accounting, where are we studying accounting, and what's the end goal?
I'll be going to NKU to do my bachelor's of accounting, and hopefully with all the credits I've done through Southern State, already having my associates, I could possibly be able to get 2 degrees for cool. the price and timing of 1. And
it's all about a good deal.
Yeah. And so I thought about international business, but I'm not 100% sure about that one. I'm 100% sure about accounting though. Okay. And so I'll go to NKU and get my bachelor's, and at the same time probably do more mock trial because they have mock trial there.
That's
and
cool.
I was a double attorney during mock trial here with Porter, and so I really
what does double attorney mean? You have to do both sides?
Yeah, for my junior and senior year, one of our we didn't have an attorney for both teams. There's a prosecution and a defense side on one team, and we were missing an attorney on one, and so I play both prosecution with myself, and then with this girl named Paige Evans, and then I do defense with myself and R2. So
you were arguing with yourself, is what I
a lot, yeah. And so I'd have to memorize 6 whole page, 4 pages worth of information, and then I even got to impeach a witness last year, which is this year, which is really cool. So,
okay, so we're taking this serious.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Angela, obviously, law is in your future, and traveling a bit, which is really cool. I think that's awesome. So, talk about the importance of getting to have that visit and that kind of go back to return to your roots before stepping into that next phase of life.
So, I figured before going headlong into my bachelor's degree and then eventually to law school, I probably wouldn't have time to visit my family again. Sure. It's been a while since I've been back there, actually. I was back there in 2019, right as soon as COVID hit.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like really strict on everything, and we had to leave early. So I really do miss my family. I mean, my family's very big, and I haven't gotten to see my little nephews and nieces. And so, yeah, I really do miss that. And I'm also kind of losing part of my heritage a little bit because I'm like losing some of my language stuff.
Sure.
Like I'm not understanding or like not fully fluent anymore. So I just figured I need a refresh on everything, get that back.
Got to get that multilingual qualification back.
Yes.
Yeah. Good deal. Well, best of luck with that. R2, again, it's biochemical. Biological engineering.
Yeah.
I know I keep shifting it up on you. I'm sorry. Biological engineering.
Yeah.
Because that is over my head, I can't even repeat it. What is that exactly? What's the end goal?
Well, I mean, it involves a lot of stuff like biotechnology, genetic engineering, just very simply, just getting to mess around with genetics, getting to apply principles of engineering to life itself, to make it better, to regarding like plants in like agriculture. A very common application is with genetic engineering with a tool like CRISPR. I don't know if you've heard that. No.
Still over my head, R2.
Oh, okay, sorry. But it's been out for more than a decade, and it's been essentially like genetic scissors, to put it very simply. And so what people have been doing is just using these tools with plants and just taking out certain genes, putting in genes from other plants to increase its resistance or to certain conditions in the environment or to increase flavor or nutrition.
So that's where you'd like to focus in then, is on the agricultural side, like
plant
GMOs?
biotechnology. Yeah.
That's cool. All right. See, when you said that initially, I was thinking like the $6 Million Man. You're gonna build bionics for a guy to like run fast or something. But no.
that would be more on like the biomedical side or like mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to change his DNA so that he just runs fast without an apparatus. That's what we're going for.
Well, that is interesting. The human side of genetic engineering is morally ambiguous.
It is.
There's a lot of, and that's a fun thing for me. I really like debating like morality and philosophy. That's another thing just separate from everything. There's a lot of debates on it. There's a lot of sides to it.
We're starting with fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. Let's start with something easy.
That's fair. Yeah. Easy. Sure. All right. And Leland, we've already mentioned going into music. Where are we going to be studying?
Morehead University for music education and voice.
Yeah. So Morehead State has a very, very good history of a music department. How much do you like bluegrass?
I do. I like bluegrass.
Okay, good. They like bluegrass at Morehead. I'm just going to tell you.
I grew up with a lot of bluegrass. My mom's side of the family is really into that kind of music.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So we might have a bluegrass performance sometime in the future. But in the meantime, do you have a side that you'd like to focus on, vocal or band or both? Or how?
I'm looking more at vocal because I like singing because, one, I think I have a lot more fun with it. And everybody can do it pretty much. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really, I don't know, I think that's really cool that people can teach that.
Yeah.
And then, I look to be a high school music teacher, yeah.
Fantastic. Maybe someday give Angela her first vocal lesson. All right. Well, guys, that's all the time we have. But before we go, who memorized, listen, Mr. Berger gave you a heads in. Who gave us? Who's got the information for graduation? Where it is? Good job, Ainsley.
It is May 16th at North Adams High School, and the graduation ceremony itself starts at 4. So if you want to go, you should probably get there earlier so you can actually get seats because it fills up really fast.
Okay. Now is tickets? No tickets? No tickets. It's first come, first serve. Get your seat. And good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for our senior celebration show for today. Again, a big thank you to our sponsors, including Lewis Financial, Southern Ohio Medical Center, State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Staggs, the National Bank of Adams County, and Adams County Self-Storage. We'll be back, I believe, our next show coming up next Monday here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV for our senior salutes. Make sure and join us then, and have a great day. When you're trying to find the best deal on a home or car, you shop around. When it comes to finding the best deal for insuring those things, it just makes sense to shop around too. That's why Column Insurance works as an independent agency. One agency, multiple carriers, allowing your agent to shop for the company that best fits your needs and budget. Column Insurance works with Nationwide and Nationwide Agribusiness, Travelers, Progressive, and more. Stop by Column Insurance in Georgetown to speak to their friendly agents, Jay, Carolyn, or Stacy, or call 378-6947 for a free quote today.
Thank you for tuning in. Rewatch this video and many more on demand at goodguysradiotv.com.